Hey there, I want to thank you for listening or watching if you're watching this on YouTube. The new Real Estate Roadmap podcast with myself, Chris Cusimano, Jen Konikoff, and Alex Mendel. In this particular episode, we had tech issues and we started it multiple times. And in essence of keeping this as real and as authentic as possible, I decided to keep in some of those mistakes so you can maybe learn if you're a real estate agent or trying to do a podcast on some real things that really do happen on the tech side of things. So around the 5-minute mark, you're going to hear some weirdness going on as we're trying to figure out the tech issues, and then the podcast starting over again. And I didn't want to delete the first attempt that we did it because it's actually kind of interesting, or at least I enjoyed it. Anyways, enjoy the podcast, and I'll be back around the 5-minute mark to remind you of what just happened and that we started over. Yeah, and as always, I just randomly pressed record in the middle of our pre-conversation to get it going. So right before, what people don't realize is that before we even go on to quote unquote the air, we have very interesting conversations. And Alex was just talking about he was railing coffee, or he'll be planking.
What does that mean? Jen was saying that I'll probably be planking. I am not much of a planker. I wasn't in that fad.
If he's not railing over here some coffee before the end of this, you'll find him planked out on the side.
Cheers.
And by the way, who he is, if you're listening for the first time, that's Alex Mendel. And our lovely co-host, the female voice, is Jen Konikoff, Jen with one N. And I'm Chris Cusimano. This is a real estate roadmap, a new way of doing real estate where we talk very little about real estate and about other shenanigans.
Hi.
It's like, what do you say at this point? So,
yeah.
Well, I'll line it up for you. So this is our second episode back since we came back because I was on maternity leave for a year. And the last episode, we listened back and the sound quality wasn't so great. So we got a little better with Alex's new microphone that looks like an eggplant. You can't see it unless you're watching this on YouTube. Or are you gripping your eggplant?
It needs two hands to hold.
Oh lordy.
I can't. we are so in trouble with this one.
Yeah, this is gonna be a bad episode. So I actually meant to take the whole day off today, and then I looked at the calendar and I saw this, and because this is my daughter's my daughter's birthday, and they're twins and they're 11. And I was like, crap, I canceled everything, but I can't cancel next week because I can't cancel this week because Alex canceled next week for him.
Yes.
Because why? Where are you going?
Because my wife said I don't take her anywhere. So we just booked a random trip to San Diego. You know, it's far away. It's random, but they have a lot of cool stuff. The weather is always awesome. So I took half of my credit card points and we bought tickets. We got a hotel room, all booked through credit card points. So if you don't maximize your credit card points, you definitely should.
Do. Well, we definitely do.
Oh,
That's like the biggest tip I tell everyone. Like if you set up your credit card to auto pay the balance at the end of the month, then you don't go crazy. Then instead of using your debit card, use your credit card and you get points and free stuff and you don't pay interest.
And the best thing about it is there's a new credit card from MasterCard called Built. And you can actually put your rental payments on there and you'll get credit card points from that as well.
Ooh, I didn't know that. I'm going to tell my
tenant. Oh, yeah. So I have that in my link tree. They can go on my Instagram at Alex Mendel Homes. And I have a referral link there. So you can put, I
love that. It's
a great way to build credit. The Built points are actually pretty powerful, very similar to Chase credit card points. They have a lot of great redemption options.
And I live by Chase.
Give them to my renters. Same.
All right. So, okay, a couple things. Let's unpack this trip here. So I'm assuming this is a mom and dad trip only, right?
Nope. Taking our daughter. She is 2 years, 10 months as of today. And she is great.
With a toddler.
She's good. Like she bring the iPad, different princesses, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, doesn't matter. She's chill. I've trained her well.
So why San Diego? That seems like a very far trip for a 2.5-year-old to go on.
Because, we wanted to go abroad. My wife and I, we've been married since September 2020, and we still haven't gone on our honeymoon. Yes, we got married. We were supposed to get married June 2020. The day we were sending out invites, the news was like, everybody stay home for 2 weeks. That was March 2020. So the 2 weeks took a long time. I think Jen froze. So the 2 weeks took a long time. I think Jen froze.
Am I back?
Oh, yes.
You just
There we
switched.
No,
That's okay.
it, literally everything everyone was saying was.
I hear an echo as well.
How about now?
Let's try. Okay, that might be better.
Okay. So I hear me.
Okay, so what happened for everyone is though Jen switched from one camera to the next, and now there's an echo at least on our end.
Yeah,
Can
I
you go
hear
back
you.
to
Yeah.
where you were?
Let me.
Let me see. Can you hear an echo now?
Let's check. Yes.
Yep. I hear an echo from Alex and myself, but not you. You might have to restart this episode.
Yeah. I was booted off. Everything on my end, everything kept saying ooh, 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 ooh,
Okay, hold on. And this is the part where tech kicked us off and we had to start again. So I hope you enjoyed this little authentic blooper reel, if you will. And the first part of this, now please enjoy the rest of the podcast you're listening to now. My name is Chris Cusimano, and I'm joined with who?
Jen, did you freeze again? Oh my god.
All right, Alex, you just say who you are.
Okay, anyway. This is Alex Mendel with Keller Williams. How are you guys?
And who else? Who were you missing?
If you can hear me, this is Jen Konikoff.
We heard
I don't
you.
know.
Yeah, we heard you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a couple of things. One, we are real estate agents in Southeast Florida with the most unprofessional podcast, apparently, called a Real Estate Roadmap, where we focus on real estate in different ways. No cold calling, door knocking, that stuff. But we mostly have shenanigans like this because we are not tech people. And Jen on the back end, she's having some tech issues, right?
Yeah, I'm happy. It looks like internet issues. Because the camera and the audio is good on my end. Everybody's just
It's just choppy.
sounding like, yeah, everybody sounds choppy to me.
Maybe we got to get
So I
you a
don't wanna
plug-in connection.
No, I am. I'm plugged in. I'm literally plugged in.
With the Wi-Fi, not your headphones.
Yeah, I don't know. But so if you don't hear me responding, it's because I didn't know what exactly you said and I couldn't make it out. So I don't want to sound like an idiot.
It's
But
like
I'm here for that.
it's like not understanding somebody who speaks like in a different language or a heavy accent. You're like,
So, dude, yesterday. Oh, so it's my twin daughter's birthday today, and I'm supposed to be with them, but I'm here with you guys. But I'm gonna go out there and hang with them after we're done. But anyways, I had to go pick up a cake, and one of my daughter's name is Aubrey. So I went to Carvel, and the lady who didn't speak English that well, and I was like, I'm here for a cake, and she was like, I'm like, what? I couldn't figure out what she was saying. And then she went in and she goes, she said, and anyway, she went in the back and came back. I'm like, I realized what she was saying the whole time. She was saying the name Aubrey. And anyways, that just happened. And then I'm like, oh, I'm dumb. Sorry, ma'am. Because that just happened. So it was real life stuff. So yeah, anyways, I was supposed to take today off, but I'm here with you guys. I didn't want to cancel this podcast because next week, Alex isn't going to be here with us because he's going away.
Yes, I'm going to San Diego. It is a first-time trip for my wife and I. We're taking our daughter. She'll be 3 in October. It's going to be a long flight, but I think we have it all kind of situated with downloading everything she's interested in onto the iPad. Coloring books will be good. We're taking her to the zoo, maybe Disneyland if there's time. I hear there's really nice parks out there. So
my sister just went to Disney over there, and she sent some videos and photos. And she says Disney, like I thought it was just not as good as here. Maybe because I'm biased. She said it's way better. It's much better themed out, and it's just. I was like, oh, well, maybe because she's, it's new to her.
Yeah.
But I was kind of jelly about that. You should definitely do that, especially at 2. Like, how often do you get to go to Cali?
I haven't been there in like 10 years, so.
So you've been there before?
Yeah. Before I got into real estate, it's actually how I met your boy Dan Lastman. All right. There's Jen. She's back.
You always know when Jen leaves, so you guys can't. If you're listening, Jen left to fix her tech, and she came back. Literally, she's like a dinosaur in a China store.
Yeah.
Dinosaur in a China store. I didn't say that because I didn't realize that rhymed until I said it. Dinosaur in a China store, and
Eminem's rubbing off on you.
it's like real life with Jen. By the way, if you ever hang out with, when this chick walks into a room, she's just like,
I'm very much full of life, and you'll
"Is
know.
everyone studying for their exam? Because Jen is here."
Yeah, you know what I've been told, and I'm so here for it. Is I'm a whole vibe. I'm a vibe.
You're
vibe.
definitely a ball of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
With your sunglasses covering your gray hairs.
Hell yeah. Okay. We're not going to talk about those today. We're not aging ourselves today, sir. Okay.
You're good. You're cut off from the camera, so we can't even see it. Don't worry.
Yeah, your head's cut off a little bit. I think you did that strategically.
Strategically, as a matter of fact. It's like.
Well, Jen, what we were talking about, how Alex is going away next week, so I didn't want to cancel this week. He's bringing his wife and his baby girl to Cali.
Oh snap! Well, I heard the points part. Yay for points. You're smart on that. And I heard about your refer link. Solid.
Yes.
You guys are just innovators. I just want you to know, innovators in more than just real estate.
Well, Jen, to be fair, I don't think he said that in this version of the podcast.
That was the last attempt.
So okay, let me clean up what Jen just did there. So this is actually because of Jen's tech issues today.
Blame it all on me.
We started the podcast earlier, and then all of a sudden, like something screwy on her end came up, and it was just really kind of derailed a little bit. So I'm like, we're gonna start fresh, and the thing that she's mentioning is stuff that we talked about last time. So
let's talk about
Alex,
that.
Alex, explain what Jen is talking about.
So my entire flight for all three of us and our hotel stay for the entire 4 days was booked using our credit card points. So basically we're traveling for free. And I brought up earlier that I'm going to bring up for the first time to our listeners now, that there's an incredible, to tie it to real estate, there's an incredible MasterCard credit card called Built. And you can actually use that credit card to pay your rent. So every time you pay your rent to your landlord, you'll get credit card points. And the credit card points with Bill are actually pretty powerful, almost similar to Chase credit card points. So if you like traveling, you can't afford it, just put everything on your credit card, pay it off every month.
Pay it off.
Credit card. Yeah, there we go. Don't run up your credit and start traveling. That's how a lot of people are able to travel, just using credit card points. Yeah,
it's a big tip I give anyone who's ever asked me about any type of financial tips. Not like I'm a wizard or anything, but if you're not irresponsible with your money and you're making purchases on your debit card, you might as well just make purchases on a credit card. Who cares about the interest rate if you have it set up to pay off the balance at the end of the month automatically? So if you're going to pay whatever $1,000 on shenanigans on your debit card, you might as well just have it on your credit card, get points at the end of the year. You could take your wife and your baby girl to San Diego, which in Spanish is
the
Jennifer.
whale's vagina.
I was gonna let the
Listen,
Spanish
guys,
speaker here.
I don't know this one. Totally out.
You don't know that?
Worship.
No.
You don't...
Really? Oh, hold on.
Is there San Diego? I mean,
yeah,
what's?
Well, hold on. Don't tell her. Don't tell her. I'm gonna introduce her to some culture here, some American culture where
white guy culture from 2004.
Yeah, hold on.
Culture me solid here, bud.
We will teach you some Spanish right now.
Yeah, hold on. Some real Spanish, not what you speak.
Well, if you ask some people Puerto Rican Spanish, oof, that's some nasty Spanish. It's very broken.
Dios mío.
Dios mío, Alex.
Oh, whatever.
Ahí va. Yeah.
All right, I don't know if this
Spanish over Jim.
Jeez. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to try to play sound from this clip. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We're going to try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right.
Okay.
And I'm just skipping. Okay, here we go.
Let us know when you're playing it.
Well, I'm waiting for the commercial to end, sir. Hold on.
I was like, we've had so many tech issues at this point.
I know. This is so not going to work.
It's me.
Okay, do you see that, Jen? The screen?
Yes. Oh, is this what's that? Anchorman?
Yeah, ready? Here we go.
Yes.
Let's see if you can hear. God, I hope you can. Thumbs up if you can. Yeah? No?
No.
Nope.
Of course you can't. Of course you can't. That would have been so convenient if you could have.
Now you're gonna make me have to look this up.
Yep. I hope the AI makes a clip of us saying a whale's vagina.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's the greatest city in the history of mankind. Discovered by the Germans in 1904, they named it San Diego, which of course in German means a whale's vagina.
I cannot. I don't know many things from this movie. I'll pick up a few, but no. That's hysterical. Uh-oh. Actually, you both frozen? Am- I can't.
Oh my god.
No, I'm on my phone.
So stay there. It's working
All
fine
right.
for
Do
you.
I look
Hey.
do I look semi-clear?
Yeah. Don't touch anything.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right. Nobody give a thumbs up.
Nobody move.
Just hands
Every-
below the screen.
So I don't know how this is all going to work. It has us all recording again, but I didn't hit record. So does this tack on to the end of the last? Because I'm just going to go with it because I'm going to act like we're continuing on in our podcast.
Boy, do I hope so.
That was good. Boy, do
So
I
as
hope
we were talking about a whale's vagina earlier, I'm going to San Diego.
Wow. We've really come a long way. What?
I don't know. I think we're on minute 20 and we're still talking nonsense.
we haven't talked about anything. Oh god, I don't even know. Okay, I don't even know.
Okay,
I don't
how
even know
can
where
we
to start.
segue here? Okay, I think the way we can segue is the fact that you have the freedom to go away on a Wednesday,
Yes.
but you've had to work to get to that point. Not like everyone else thinks they get into real estate just because, ooh, I get to make my own schedule.
Yeah,
I
right.
get to be my own boss. There's so much freedom in this. It took a long time to get to where you're at this point. Did I segue that good? I think I did.
Sorry, Chris. Jen is the captain now.
La Capatina.
Capitana.
So I think what the new captain is trying to drive the ship towards is that in a real estate agent, what I think she's saying is that
Yeah.
we have a very free as being real estate agents. You know, this is actually a good conversation because this kind of segues to me being here on my daughter's birthday is the freedom that we have as real estate agents. And I think that's what attracts a lot of people into our industry is that freedom. But I'll tell you what, there is no freedom in this industry. You can't go anywhere. You can't go out to eat. You can't go to a movie. You can't go to a Panther game. Nothing. You can't do anything.
I was on a cruise. I was on a cruise a month ago, and I was taking phone calls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was in DR for a wedding for I don't know, like 9 or 10 days, and of those 10 days, I was working 24 hours of those 10 days. I'm like scooting out of the pool. Dan's like, "Where did you go for 30 minutes?" I'm like, "Well, I had to take that call, and we were negotiating back and forth, but I'm back. Let's roll."
Yeah, you know, so I think what people see, like, so this podcast here, and if people are watching clips of this or watching this YouTube or listening, they're like, "Oh gosh, real estate is so fun." I mean, this is I'm like, hold on, this is the reward. Behind the scenes is boring AF. It's like doing the work, writing the notes, studying, like reading the contracts, negotiating with other real estate agents, you know, handling the emotions of all of our clients, and it's very stressful.
All the education, the coaching, the learning statistics, the marketing hats, the being the therapist for your clients who are on the verge of divorce because they're trying to sell their house and they can't, do anything.
Dude,
there's so many hats. There's so many hats that we wear like you said, I think you guys both touched on it, between being the therapist, the problem solver. I mean, our number one job, I feel like, is being the problem solver,
Yep.
on both sides, because you just don't know what type of agent you're working with, and you're always constantly having to try to get ahead of it. So problem solver, therapist, so, I mean, among all the other things, negotiator, everything in between, we do it.
Yeah, it's managing emotions. If you have, I think if people are thinking about getting in real estate and think it's all fun, there are fun aspects of it, but truth be told, most of it's a grind. Most of it's a grind, and if you're not good at managing your own emotions, I would recommend not getting in real estate, because you're going to be managing emotions for a
Yeah.
lot of other people.
Oh yeah.
You
Yep.
know, we see it all the time. Like people they just break in this industry. Um, and another thing I noticed, let's talk about emotions in real estate. So we will get clients. Actually, we'll work with other real estate brokers all the time, and they have such you could feel the emotion just dripping out of them, like how they pick up the phone, how they talk, their anxiety, their stress, and oftentimes they're just parroting the emotions of their client.
Other clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can read what is happening behind the scenes to give you and your clients a leg up in negotiations based on how that real estate agent is mirroring their clients. And on top of that, if you're most rookie real estate agents, they don't separate, those two things, the staying calm with, the situation and controlling the clients. But the less experience and the less successful the real estate agent is on the other side, the more broke they are. So now they're counting their commission before the commission came, and every little hurdle in the way of that deal affects their whale's vagina vacation to San Diego.
Yes.
Way to circle back on
You
that.
can always tell which agent needs a transaction to close, because they're so much more aggressive. They're so much more emotional. That you can
They're
tell they need
irrational.
it to close. Yeah.
Right? They're irrational to the point where you have to, us on our side, where we're keeping it cool, collect, and keeping it very professional and transactional in terms of that, is keeping them in check too, right? Where their emotions have to be in check. I know Chris and I have been on a call where, or it's just high emotions and bringing them down here. Let's find a solution to get this across the finish line, instead of blowing our minds up and having a hissy fit on the phone.
Well, it's supposed to be a team effort here, where we can all work together for a common goal. And unfortunately, I would say this is more of the norm than the exception. The other side of the transaction, for some reason, I feel like they just instantly have a confrontational vibe. Like they just want to fight. And like, why are you fighting? What are you fighting about? I don't understand. It's just crazy. So I have two recent stories. I don't want to bore you too much of them, but one was a rental we just did. Like I just did a rental closing the other day, and the other agent, 2 days before the quote unquote closing, he texts me. He says in very direct text, was like, smoke detector needs to be fixed. I'm like, okay, no big deal. I'll get to it shortly. It was the end of the month, so I think we had like 4 or 5 closings lined up of like big files, and we're handling all that. And I'm like, I'll get to it. And like an hour later, did you fix the smoke detector? I'm like, I haven't replied. I haven't even got back to your text. Right? You know what I mean? It's like, are you kidding me? And then he goes, if you don't have this, I'm not even kidding. Steven was on the text too. Steven, our admin at Homes by Koozie. He goes, if the smoke detector is not fixed prior to the walk-in, we're going to have a problem. And I wrote back very calmly. I'm like, listen, honestly, this is number 792 on my list today, a $20 smoke detector. And if a $20 smoke detector is going to make or break the deal, and if we can't get it done in 2 days, you and I will split $10 each and put a smoke detector up. Just, it's okay. You know what I mean? And she, sure shit, she's in New York. We couldn't get the handyman in there in time, but it wasn't a problem. But my point is, you could tell like this guy needed that $900 commission. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he knew his client was going to be upset about no smoke detector. So instead of managing his client, like, hey, dude, not a big deal. It's $20. I'll put one up. Good. Instead of that, he calls, freaks out. And we knew immediately this guy must be broke.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the part of like the grind, right? So real estate is a grind. I mean, it's a daily grind. You're constantly working through that. So those emotions that we have to keep, not only our clients in check, but we have to keep with the agents across the aisle, working in a partnership versus in a battle zone together. That's a part of our daily grind. And the communication too, right? Between us and the agent, and then communicating between those different personalities we talked about.
Yeah, I just had a transaction. I'm still under contract. Brought a buyer to a condo that I was selling.
Mm-hmm.
So the inspection happened. I could tell the personality type of the buyer. They were gonna try to get everything. The condo was priced great condition, but obviously they somehow found $4,000 in repairs, which really should cost $2,000. But the seller agreed to barely that. So my seller said she'll handle it, or the seller said she'll handle it. One of the items was the washer was broken. So the seller said, if I can't fix it, we will give you $550 towards purchasing a new one. So they couldn't repair it. So we said, okay, the seller is going to give the $550. The next night at like 10:30, she texts me this long text message saying, I feel like they're nickel and diming me. I feel like I shouldn't pay this. I did all this stuff for them. They're getting it for a great price. And all I said was, don't worry about it. I'll take care of the $550. I didn't want her going to sleep angry by the buyer. I felt like she was being taken advantage of. I feel like most agents will try to negotiate that credit or something. Let their client, go to sleep feeling uneasy. But I made an executive decision. I'll take care of it. Forget about it.
And through you taking care of it, you literally put her at ease, and you now reassured her of your client agent relationship, that's just going to blossom into a better and bigger relationship for the future.
Yeah. So. I realized once you take yourself out of it and you become a giver. I don't know if you guys ever read the book, The Go-Giver. I've never read it, but I still have the philosophy of it. The more you give.
Do you have the Spark Notes version of it?
I have. I read the title and I got the gist. the more you offer value and the more that you give to others, the more life will bless you. That's how I look at it.
Well, I mean, so we come across this a lot with agents where they don't want to help their clients in those situations. And they're looking so narrowly at the particular dollar of that thing. Like, I don't want to spend $500 on that thing. But hold on, no, you're not spending $500 on that thing. You're spending $500 on your client's experience with you as the real estate agent. And the better that experience is for them, the more people they're going to tell other people about you. Because if their experience is a negative experience, even if it's not your fault, even if they technically, quote unquote, should make those repairs, they're still not going to feel good about that experience of selling their house completely, and they're going to connect you with those negative feelings, and chances are they're not going to refer you out, or it's going to be reduced. Why not just spend the $500? Just do it anyways, because they're a client. Your job is to take stresses off of their plate, but B, make them feel good where they're a client for life, and not only a client for life, a raving fan. Why not? Why not? Right. It's just a lot of our colleagues don't think that way. Actually, this is a good segue with something else I wanted to talk about. When we were talking about redoing this podcast, around the same time, I put a quote on my, was it Facebook? I think it was Facebook. Yeah. Where I said that, it was something to the effect of, why would a real estate agent charge less than what they're worth unless they felt they were worth -less, like worthless or worth less? And sure as shit, every time I put something like that on, the discounters come out of the woodwork with their like comments.
I saw that
all the time.
What you're talking about.
And I'm like, you know what?
Why should they pay
those guys on this? I'm gonna get those guys on the podcast. I invited in the training to see why they shouldn't, or how I feel they shouldn't discount it, because it actually discounts the experience of their clients. But I don't want to spill the beans on my talking points until they're in. Well, whatever, we can. But I really want to have these guys in, because like, I don't know why people work that discount model. You have to work 3 times as hard. You're stressed thin. You don't have the additional funds to buy $500 worth of repairs for your clients. You're only going to attract bottom feeders for the most part, who just are never happy until it's free. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
you're not elevating anyone's customer experience. You can either increase your value in what you can provide to people in their experience, or you can reduce your price. And if you're racing to the bottom, there's no benefit of being the second cheapest, right? So
Well, I think too,
anyways.
it's end game, right, Chris? So it's the end game. Do they want to provide that customer experience and value and create that relationship for life, or is it just transactional? So, whereas you would assume everybody wants that relationship for life, or you assume everybody wants to create that experience for that client, some people are just out there transactional, boom, boom, done. But then again, it takes away from the actual experience, and you don't have a customer for life. You don't have that relationship. It's their prerogative. It's not, in my humble opinion, that I don't feel like that should be your business model. I think we should be.
Well, think about it. Real estate sales, we alluded to it, is a very emotional thing. People are talking about not only the biggest transaction of their lives, but the biggest move and the changes. The whole new chapters are being closed and a new chapter is being written, and you're right in there in the middle, and there's a lot of emotion involved there. Oftentimes it's to a breakup or divorce or a kid moving out or empty nesting or something to that effect, or adding a baby to their house and they need another room. There's a lot of stuff going on. So if you work in a transactional mindset where they're just rubber stamping them through just to get down quickly and get the inventory off your shelf, then it doesn't play well or mesh well with the emotional aspects of the real estate business. And in turn, you're just going to have to keep on going out there marketing that you're a discounter to get more business, because the experience level that people are going to experience with a discounter is going to be far not superior, inferior than if they hired true professionals who really have more to offer in terms of value and experiences by not being a discounter. Right. Anyways, I can't wait to have these guys on and just kind of, I have all these things I want to talk to them about. It should be interesting.
So, it circles back to like that daily grind, right? That real estate, it is a daily grind. And we did like talk of this the other day, like success can be absolutely boring. And how is it boring? Well, you have to have marketing, right? And I feel like the discounted way, the efforts are just being spent in a really just not fun way. I mean, ours is boring in a sense, but it's also very fun. Can you guys help me explain that? What I mean about that?
Well, we put ourselves out there in very visually, and being visual, like in video content and on social media and all the cool, unique ways that we do our marketing is unique and fun and different. But the work to implement those things behind the scenes is stressful. Just writing, we have 4 listing videos over the next 4 days. Just writing listing scripts is
so
stressful. You know what I mean? But then when you do the listing and then people see the result, like, oh, that looks like fun. I'm like, you have no idea. And then you have sweat stains and you're trying to like hold your arms like this, and then you mumbled all your words and you're, you know what I mean? And it's like, but the result, it looks like a lot of fun, and it is fun posting it, but to get to that fun is not so fun. Not at all.
I hear it. The amount of work that I had to hire somebody just to do all the extra marketing stuff that I do with when it comes to creating scripts, editing them, posting them, making sure it all looks good. Then we're working on the blog. Then we're working on this. And I have so much going on, and there's so much in my crazy brain that I have that I can't put out,
because and not only that, now not only you're working that, but you're actually working your business too.
Can't forget about your clients. Can't forget about lead generation. Can't forget about putting out the fires. Can't forget about the negotiations. Can't forget about education. Can't forget about yourself, your sanity, and your family.
Absolutely.
So you still want to get your real estate license?
So you still want to do this, huh?
There was one quote that I heard once, that you wake up in any business, not just real estate, any business that you own, you wake up every morning unemployed. What are you going to do with your day to make $1?
1,000,000%. We don't have a paycheck. And I know that from coaching and now running a team, that is such a hard switch in people's brains, is they worked so hard trading their time for money instead of training their instead of switch in their brain to realize you get paid, and the amount that you get paid on the value and the hustle that you put into the industry. The good news is that most people who come into this industry, who came from come from jobs, they don't ever make that switch. I don't mean that's a good thing, but I mean a good thing for you if you're listening and you're struggling yourself. There's not a lot of competition out there if you just rewire your brain from getting paid for your time. Like going to open houses, you're not getting paid. Going to trainings, you're not getting paid. Like I see that all the time. People spend so much time doing things because they fill up their time, because they spent their whole lives doing things that take time to get paid. And as opposed to actually doing stuff that gets them paid, which is finding clients in unique ways and offering exciting and unique programs and spoiling your clients and then marketing to them. And honestly, that's a hustle that a lot of people aren't expecting.
And people don't realize that creating these scripts, doing those videos, doing all this stuff is technically not money-making activities. The money-making activities in our business is lead generation, whatever that may be, follow-ups, reaching out to people, cold calling, door knocking, whatever, showing houses and writing contracts. That's literally the only, or going on listing appointments. That's the only thing that is money-making activities.
Well, to be fair, doing the videos does bring in inbound traffic.
It can, yes.
And it's evergreen, and it's evergreen content. So it's constantly working for you on the back end. Yeah.
Yes. But there's also a lot of those people that don't do anything with it. That's true. What I mean? We're optimized. You and I, the three of us, know how to get from idea to out and posted and optimized. There's a lot of people that I heard the saying once. There's a lot of people that are always fixing to do. I'm fixing to do this. I'm fixing to do that. I'm fixing to do this, and then they don't do anything.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Alex, I got to give you kudos. You coming in strong with these sayings today.
Okay? It's because I railed the coffee.
Dude's railing coffee. Yeah, no, it's always people always say I'm gonna another way of saying it. And I had someone on our team a while ago that loved the guy. I'm not gonna say names for obvious reasons. Love him, so talented, but he was always waiting for something to happen to make something happen. Like he would oh, I'm gonna wait until I don't want to give specifics because it might give away his identity. I'm gonna wait for this, and then I'll do this, and this, and then I'll do this, and this, and then I'll do this. When this happens, I'll do this then. But there always was this new thing that you were waiting. It's kind of like dieting. Oh, after 4th of July. After Susie's birthday. Right?
It's not just that. It's those people who never owned a house who are waiting to buy when the market goes down. Or during the pandemic. I'm waiting till after COVID. Till this all clears up. You guys remember those days?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna wait. Yeah. I'm gonna wait till the world opens back up. I'm gonna wait till interest rates go down. I'm gonna wait till home prices go down. I'm gonna wait till there's always people that are waiting and waiting and waiting, and they're not action takers. I have another quote that we can put down.
Bring it in.
Hold on, it's in my head. Hold on. Money likes speed.
Money likes speed.
Yeah.
Money likes speed.
Yes. Money likes speed. Yes, if you let me go. The faster you do something that is going to be a money-making activity, the faster you're actually going to get that money. You know what I mean? Money likes speed. Money enjoys speed. Does that make sense?
I'm Puerto Rican, so you have me at speed.
I know what you're trying. I know what you're trying to say. It works. All right.
I was gonna go with best time to buy was yesterday.
I'll write down a few more tweets in my head.
Isms.
So.
Alexisms.
We should finish out with Alexisms at the end.
Yes.
With a jingle.
I'll do a haiku at the end. Let me write down a few more so I don't forget it.
I'm actually the worst with sayings, 100%. I always try to pull out, I'm like, oh, that old proverb, blah, blah, blah. And I'll say it 20 different ways wrong. I always finish with, I don't even know why I try, because I suck at them.
But,
I just thought of a new one. Y'all ready for this?
Oh, God.
Okay.
Action takers are money makers.
Okay, see, now that's a fucking bumper sticker. I like it.
That's a bar.
That's a bar,
right?
Alex M.
Hey.
I'm going to write this down. Makers are action takers.
Well, you know what? It's so inside of the journal, the very beginning of the journal, I actually have a whole page dedicated to that, Alex, about that is your superpower, or you have it. Look it up. It's somewhere. It's somewhere in the beginning.
I have it right in front of me.
Yeah, so it's your superpower. It's on page 16 of the old version. I don't know if it's on the new version. It says, winners find a way. I'm going to read it. That's very convenient. We didn't even mean to do this, but hey, here we go. But what I'm talking about is if you're on our Coach My Koozie program, you get the journal and the workbook for free. And workbook's free for life too. But anyways, inside the journal, in the very beginning of it, it says, your superpower, taking action. The agents who thrive with this training all share one key difference from those who don't. They take action. They apply what they learn, adjust as needed, and keep moving forward. They don't get stuck in overthinking. I mean, it's 100%.
It's so common to get stuck in like analysis paralysis because you're like we spoke on like 30 seconds ago. You're constant. If somebody's waiting for the next push that they need, the next event to happen, they'll never take the actual step it takes to take initiative and find your big why, your big end result that you're looking for. Just take the damn step and do it. Step one, get started.
They're afraid of failing. People are afraid of making mistakes, but you don't get good at anything until you make mistakes. Like you don't.
And people also give up way too early, thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna, do all this door knocking or cold calling these videos, or I'm gonna do videos, and nothing's happening."
They want instant results.
Stick to it. We all have that, that TikTok brain where you want instant gratification.
It doesn't work. These people are buying. These people are buying and selling $500,000, $1 million properties. They're not just going to call you because you did 2 TikToks or that you sent them 1 letter in the mail, and you'll see that in your neighborhood. We all get those flyers from those realtors and you only see one from that person. And they probably spent like $4,000 on that flyer. And then they didn't spend any more because they got any calls, but that's not how the human mind works when they're hiring someone to sell their house. They have to at least in some aspects have a perception that they know you a little bit, and then of course like you, trust you, remember you, and they're not going to know you on one flyer, right? It takes you like 2 years of flyers if you do farming at whatever it costs, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 each mailer. Bill Soul spends well over $10,000 per flyer each time, and he's a big mailer. For that to work. And that's why that method, the farming method, I rail against. And I'm like, are you really going to invest $50,000 in mailers to people you don't know and know that you're not going to get a call for at least a year? And then when you do get that call, they're going to beat you up over objections because they really don't know you that well and you did not work on your product at all. Like, I would recommend you guys work on your product first and then have your product attract people instead of working on farming with comps on it. It doesn't set you apart from anyone else, but that's what a lot of people do. And then they get broke. When people leave the industry, they leave the industry because they lose money or they lose faith in themselves. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
So anyways, that's,
they got to niche it. Riches in the niches, right? Oh, I did one. It wasn't even fun.
The riches in the niches. It sure is. And your niche are people that like and trust already. We call it the Train 300 in these parts.
Yep.
And the more you stick to it, I just got a referral from somebody on Instagram for her parents to sell their townhouse. I know her best friend is a real estate agent, but I said thank you, and she said, "Yeah, your marketing is amazing."
That's it, man.
Videos. That's it.
I don't want to make this political, but I thought of this actually this morning at the gym because I was just listening to the news. I don't know why I listen to news working out. Alex doesn't listen to anything, but we'll talk about that later. I was listening to the news, and guys, I'm not going down the political road at all. But I had this thought. So Kamala Harris just announced her running mate, and no one really knew who this guy was until Biden stepped down, and Wallace all of a sudden started going on all of the news cycles and talking. And then she saw him on the news and liked his personality. And then she started paying attention more to him. And my point is, he was doing the work he was doing in Minnesota. I think it's Minnesota, right? This whole time, right? And but what got him noticed was going on screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what gets you noticed. So when I preach to people all the time, you can have a really, really good, solid business doing I call it the bread and butter, right? And I did the bread and butter for years before I did one video. But when my business started to change drastically, when people used to say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're here in person," or when I get stopped in public, it's like, dude, I love your videos, is when I started doing video content. My skill set was the same. I didn't get to become a better realtor. I just started doing more content. And once those things start happening, I'm like, holy shit, this is why celebrities are famous. This is why the Kardashians are famous. It's because people see them on TV over and over again, you know?
Yep.
And I'm gonna make one more point on this. When I researched this, I was fascinated by this. And there's research and study after study after study to study that says that the more someone sees your face, the more important you are perceived to be to them, even if you don't do
So
anything
true.
better. Just the more they see you, so then all of a sudden I wasn't just posting on Facebook and Instagram. Well, at that time Facebook like once every other day. I'm posting like 2 to 5 times a day. I wasn't doing one video per listing. I'm doing at least 3 to 4 listing videos of some kind of format every week. Why not? So I would say your time is better vested if you want to follow science, making video content way more than it is the discounting your commission and farming with flyers. That's how it's worked so far.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marketing efforts.
I invest a lot of I put ad spend behind a lot of my videos through Facebook ads in a very detailed, targeted way. And I can always tell when I meet somebody new, they're always like, "You look familiar."
I wonder how.
Yeah, all the time.
And I'm just now actually sitting on this podcast realizing that it just happened twice this week, and I should have responded with, "You probably saw my video ads," instead of, "Oh, I get that a lot." You know, I had to make that conscientious effort to really put it out there.
Dude, speaking of that, I was thinking at the gym. There's a guy at the gym who would always like wave and say hi. Like I'm like, hey, like, do I know him? And he goes, hey man, I just wanted to say like, I see your shit everywhere. It's great. And I was like, I was wondering why you keep waving to me. No offense. I was like, do I know you? He goes, no, you don't know me. I was just trying to make eye contact because I wanted to tell you your stuff is great. That stuff happens all the time, right?
You're like, yeah, thank you, good sir.
Thank you. Well, tell your friends.
Heck yeah. And that's all. I mean, that's all a part of our daily routine. It's everything that we do. It's because of the fact that we've trained ourselves to have a routine. Wake up, do X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. I mean, I think we're all on the hour by the hour, right? No, we all have an hour time block.
Oh, is that what you were saying?
Yeah, we all have an hour on the hour time block,
Mine's
and
right here.
Yep. So that, I mean, the reason why you're getting IG messages, the reason why you're getting noticed at the gym is, I mean, it comes down to being able to put in that daily routine, a daily task list for yourself, and being consistent about it. That's that boring aspect of it. And then the two of you, myself included, I didn't share a story, but same thing, same concept, is we're reaping the rewards of our daily grind from our daily task list every day in the form of getting recognition, getting listings, or buyer referrals from just Instagram, which is amazing, which is completely different than the other concept of having to sit for an hour every day calling people that really don't want to talk to you in that moment.
And you got to realize a lot of that content that you're putting out, just because you're not getting engagement, doesn't mean people aren't watching.
Absolutely.
I used to do bagel reviews before I stopped losing weight and just started gaining them instead, even though I was on a diet, I thought. I would put out weekly bagel reviews of different bagel shops, Boca del Rey, and I didn't get a lot of comments, likes, but every time I would see somebody that I hadn't seen in a long time, haven't really engaged with them in years, they would always say, I love your bagel reviews. They're so funny. And I'm like, why aren't you liking it? Come on.
I'll do a Friday drink. I'll do it for fun, for funsies. A Friday drink. And I actually do get a lot of engagement on it. Mainly because I suck at it so bad.
I love them. They're great.
But I have fun with them, and people constantly, my friends and my social media friends, they'll send me recipes like, oh, you should try this, or hey Jen, maybe you should get like a pourer instead of just having that thing guzzling out, and now you have a very heavy pour. So yeah, you don't even know who's watching, and you're getting connected in just different ways.
And it's showing that you're not, sorry, Chris, it's showing that you're a human being.
Yeah.
Just because you're a real estate agent doesn't mean that's your entire personality. I mean,
Mhm.
mine it is, but doesn't mean you have to show the world that that's all you do.
That's a
Um,
huge mistake realtors make, Alex. They
yeah.
just post real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate. That's it. And
Yep.
not everyone's in the market to buy or sell a house. Very few
People
people
also
are,
nobody gives a shit.
and they don't care,
Yeah,
dude.
they don't give a shit.
They care about
People
you.
know me. Yeah, people know me. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see the most important thing in my entire world is my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know that all about me. There's people who I know all across the country through networking, and they
Mm-hmm.
always reach out to me saying, "How's Ava? Can't believe she's eating mac and cheese now."
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? People are just watching, and they're secret watchers. They're not engaging, but they're looking at who you are as a person. Because at the end of the day, you're only going to work with who you know, like, and trust.
Amen. People hire who they admire.
Mm-hmm.
That's
another bumper sticker.
Oof, bar again.
Yeah.
CNC over here.
So we talk about it in some of the trainings that I do, which specifically branding trainings, is attaching object or thing or location to you. So when people see that object, location, thing, they think
Mhm.
of you. And for example, Jen was just saying drinks, like she was making drinks on Friday, and now people are sending her drink recipes. So they're correlating making drinks.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the best
Listen,
correlation, but
I like happy hour. I
But-
like happy hour like nobody else.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. And then, but they're thinking about, but think about it, every time they're out at a bar having a drink, they're like, did you see the drink that Jen made? Maybe we should try that. Oh, go down her feed. What does she make? Right? They're scrolling through your Instagram while they're nice and buzzed, which is cool. And then, but now you're doing the running club. But what I'm going to recommend you for Jen is not just your running club. I would tell you the shoe of the week for your running club. For today's running club, I'm going to rock these shoes, and then as one of your other posts.
Sir,
Uh-huh.
I do
How
not
many
have
pairs
a
of
thousand
shoes do
shoes.
you have? I was about to say.
I was
What?
gonna say I
I
have
know
one
you. I know,
and a
Jen.
birthday.
I know
but
what you have. I'm telling you what you should do now.
I think I'm gonna take your idea. I'm gonna take your idea, and I will highlight other runners' shoes because
Boom.
I only have one shoe that I like to run in until I've mileaged it out, and then I go into another shoe.
I don't
And
know
that's
how
what-
happy Mr. Konikoff would be about that. Another pair of shoes?
Oh.
Again?
Oh my God, you guys have no idea between the cycling, swimming, running. Like he's like another activity. Then I like pickleball too. So I'm a pickleballer. I'm like hobbies galore.
It's the same with my wife. It's buying Amazon, going to Costco, going to Target. Yeah,
I mean,
all
mine are
those
specific
activities.
to sports. Mine are very specific to training and sports. But yes, I have a lot of hobbies that I have to shop for.
I don't know how you have. I don't even know where you find the time for all that. But
I used to have a hobby, but it's
Yeah,
just this now.
So
No, it's gone. It used to
actually,
be Alex's hobby used to be on a boat with his shirt off, and now I saw your post.
That was my birthday. That was my birthday. Excuse me.
I didn't mean to cut
My
you off,
hobby.
Jen, but I had to segue
No.
to that real quick.
well, no.
Thanks.
So it's funny because, okay, the only reason why I have time for all of this is because I wake up exceptionally early, and I train for these things because I enjoy it as a part of my sanity. But I have to wake up really early to be able to do all the things I
Yeah.
like.
Amen to that.
But I have carved that time out for me to be able to have like mind body soul connection, so I don't lose my shit on people and start chopping some heads off and going on people. So yes, that is a part of my personal daily routine so that I can keep at high efficiency at all times.
Jennifer, do you have your real estate license frame behind you?
Fuck yeah. Oh wait. Also have, oh my God, look at this. This was a lady. Look at her. She's for sale. How old school is she? This was a gift and I love it.
But hold on, no, you're deflecting. Why do you have your real
look.
estate license in a frame behind you?
Why not? I
'Cause
am
no
a
one does that.
professional.
Chris,
Mine's
what do you
a
have behind
PDF.
you?
Mine's a PDF on my screensaver or whatever.
You know,
on my-
and I always print it. I always print it and put the new one in there.
Why?
Why?
In case your house gets raided by Freck. Freck's gonna be knocking at your door. Excuse me,
Ooh, do
ma'am.
you have
We
yours
have
on?
reports you're practicing real estate without a license. Can you prove it? Well, sir, Officer
Well,
Freck.
sir,
As a matter of fact, I can. It's right here in this
let's
frame. I'm laughing so
right
hard I'm
here.
sweating.
Wait,
Well,
guys, you want
wait.
to see what I have?
Oh no.
What?
You actually have
Oh, that's his Gold
Oh!
Coast.
That's my
63 hours.
63 hours.
When you
I
first
still
got
have
a
it.
license?
Yes, sir.
Why?
I don't know.
That's
'Cause
impressive.
I'm a college dropout. At least I did something.
Look what
I was
I
gonna
did,
say,
Mom.
was
I
gonna
went
go
to school for a
hoarder.
week.
Yeah. No, I did the 4-week one. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Oh, I did that
Oh,
shit in a
God.
week, man. I just banged that out. Oh,
Same here. I called it Hell Week. I was like, oh my God. Ugh.
Yeah, that was before kids, though. Wait, did you have kids then, Jen?
I had kids. Remember, I went into this. I was teaching, and I went into this 6 years into my teaching career.
Jen,
I
I
taught
used to
for
be
10.
I used to be so upset with you. Speaking
Fuck
of
them
which,
kids.
I'm gonna tell you why I used to be upset with you when you first started.
Ah,
I'm not knocking the guy. He's probably a wonderful man. I am not dissing the man, but the guy that she was using as her mentor had a bus bench. He had a bus bench on Hillsborough, and every time I saw him, I thought of Jen, and I always wanted Jen to work with me. And I'll get really mad. I'm like, I felt like, when you're like dating and like you're the better one than the other person. I'm like, why would she want to learn real estate from a guy who doesn't do real estate? He teaches. Wouldn't you want to know real estate from the guy who does it full time at a high level? And you should
Is there still a bench there? Because I'm curious who it is.
Dude, there is. I'm not going to say his name.
I'm
And
gonna go drive
yeah,
down
the bench is
Hillsborough.
still there.
Hillsborough and what?
it's
What's
by
the crossroad?
across from the Chick-fil-A.
Perfect.
Okay,
Right
I
down
was saying-
from the office.
He's still my friend. He's still my friend on Facebook. So
Listen, I don't know him, but I was
No,
a hater. I had haterade for a while.
So
We're all
super
doing this
awesome
business.
guy. Super awesome guy. Convenience, honestly. And then as time went on, obviously I got more serious, and I was working like 90 hours a week between teaching and real estate because I was 100%. I'm a hustler. I don't do things at 0 or
Sure.
50. I go all in. So that's what I mean. It took me a hot minute to figure out my path, so that I could leave teaching at a nice segue. I had enough money in the bank for just in case.
Sure.
I had enough, I had to strategically put those moves in place. But yeah, I mean, from the beginning, we talked about it pretty quickly after I left teaching, and then I was kind of working through my moves, and then eventually, I jumped pretty quick, but I knew where I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I know.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. You did. Sure you did. It was like, because there's very few people that I come across. And I'm like, this person has talent. This person has something, and I want them. And then I'm like, she chose him. He has a day job. And I'm not knocking people with day jobs, because I'm just saying,
listen.
like, if you're trying to, like, I wouldn't take. I shouldn't say this. Never mind. I'm not gonna say.
Well, yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, I do appreciate my time, because you know what? I also learned to really dive into the industry, and I figured out how to do shit. Like, I didn't have things handed to me. I had to dig deep and figure out how to do things. And he actually was the first person who told me, hey, you have to remove, because I'm an empath. You know that I'm very, I care so hard for people. So I had to really figure out how to remove my emotions from this and become that soundboard where, he was really good about coaching me through that, because at first I was like, oh my God, I could feel my client's emotions, and I had to figure out how to work through that. So that was a real moment for me at the beginning.
Yeah,
I done really well.
You know what? I could see that based on your personality. that took a minute. I'm so high
Yeah.
D though. I'm so high D that I never really give a shit. I mean, I do, but I could always compartmentalize it. Whereas, like, okay, I could see their emotions. I can see how it's powerful, but I'm not gonna let that affect my actions, right? But I could see for some people it would, because you're super high eye.
For sure.
In case you guys are wondering, I'm currently using Google Maps Street View to see the line.
You're so
You look.
So
I never seen you so focused in my entire life as of right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's I'm
curious who the hot tea is about.
Okay. You know what? When I was mentioning how I was upset with Jen, I was upset with you recently too, Alex. I'm gonna get my grievances out now. Right.
Bring it on.
Let the truth set you free,
I'm
Christopher.
gonna let it fly, because we're almost
Bring
over.
it on.
So get this. I put a tremendous amount of work and effort in the real estate coaching program. Listen to me for a second. And yesterday I'm like, okay, I came up with a cool way for people to make more money, not do more work. And you just had to do a little bit of something up front. And so anyways, I lined it all up. I got the vendors, I got the Google Forms, I got everything. And then, you know exactly what I'm saying. And then in the middle of me trying to show the guys how great this is, how much extra money you can make. This is good for your clients and everything. And your business can grow on this. And you don't have to do much work. It's so great, blah, 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 blah. All I see is AM, F that. And I'm like, in the chat. And at first I didn't know who AM was.
As I said that, I was like, can I undo?
And as soon as I saw that, and I'm like, first, then I'm scrolling through the names. Who's AM? I'm like, oh, that motherfucker. I know exactly who did that. And then I'm like, Alex, you know how hard it is to get people to do stuff? and then one of the leaders in the community says, F that. I'm like,
I'm so sorry.
What's that me? No, listen, it's not going to affect my income, but it's going to affect them.
I know. I'm sorry. My wife says I need a filter, and I really do.
So, two classes ago, he's playing Candy Crush or Fortnite on his phone.
Maybe I shouldn't go on your coaching calls, but I always
turn the camera.
I was saying
my camera was off this time.
Oh,
before we exclude you, just turn it off. But it was off.
Tell Lastman to remove my ability to type into the chat
to communicate,
and turn my microphone off, and just. You know,
dude, I swear, if you come to the next meeting, you have a sign that says "F this shit," like, and you just shake it. Now I give you an idea.
I'm just gonna show up at your house and just pop into frame.
By the way, I'm not mad at you. Of course, I don't. It takes a lot for me to get mad, but I did look at that. I'm like, he could have thought that through.
That's my problem. I don't think.
Oh Lord, where did Jen go?
Right here. I had to put my phone back on Do Not Disturb.
All right.
Because as soon as my timer went off, it was ding, 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 ding.
Oh, that's annoying.
Okay, guys, what corner of Hills Road?
just dude, drive.
All you have to
drive
do
west.
is look up my license and can you see where I was before?
No.
Just drive west.
Okay.
Go to Chick-fil-A. Drive west. It's on the right side of the road. You'll see.
And just look to the right.
Drive west. Okay, got it.
Now everyone, dude, we just gave this guy tons of marketing. Like everyone's gonna drive. There's gonna be it's gonna be like the Pope is in town.
Nice person.
I was listening to this podcast and these three realtors were just talking shit about this guy. I feel bad.
You know what? No one talked ish.
No, you're right. I know.
I will say he's a very nice person who encouraged me to get my license.
And you should encourage him to now work with us and get out of the other career. All right.
Actually, side note. Side note. One of the agents that I was doing a deal with asked me out for coffee, and I was just, join my team. I was like, hey, so and so. Thanks a bunch, but I'm cool. Appreciate it. And I don't know. Fast forward to like 4 or 5 days later, I'm talking to one of our teammates, and she's like, oh, one of these ladies is like trying so hard to recruit me, and I'm like. She's like, oh, she's on the board or whatever. I'm like, is her name so-and-so? She's like, yes. How did you know that? I was like, I was just working a deal with her.
she's on a recruitment kick.
She's on a recruitment kick for the HomeSpot.
A lot of agents are.
Yeah, you know what though? Like I don't go out and actively recruit. I think if you have it's same with business. I feel like if you offer if you have something that's good, people are going to go to it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like if you think about it, it's like if your form of marketing to get people to work with you is to hound them on the phone and sell them, then what are you going to teach them to how to get their business, right?
Yeah.
It's just I just never understood that. Okay, we got to start wrapping this up because it is my daughter's birthday. We had a couple of tech glitches, but I do want to let you guys know we are getting a guest. His name is Derek Chevalier. I'll get it right.
Chevalier.
We're talking tomorrow, but the reason we had a bunch of people asked to be a guest, and the reason why I wanted him to have a guest because he's an we wrote 2 books on negotiating, and he also has his real estate license. I don't think that's his thing though. He's like an author and a speaker. So the reason why negotiating is so powerful, why I wanted a professional on it, is because we talk about the 7 requirements to sell a house all the time. And we're not going to bore you with them now, but 3 of them that the real estate agent is responsible for is marketing, communication, and negotiation. But the thing I always struggle with is conveying my value as a good negotiator with the seller, because my listing presentations are in video format. In person, I'm a good negotiator. Live, I could, handle objections well and in a professional manner. But when I'm doing my listing videos as a video, how do I convey that skill set to them? And also, how do we work negotiating into our guarantees, because we offer our clients guarantees. So anyways, I wanted to have a good negotiator on that maybe might give me some ideas and us ideas, and possibly maybe we can grab his books and read them and just become better negotiators, which would just make us better real estate agents for our clients. So I'm kind of excited. He comes on next month.
Love it. I'm excited.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So we're going to have a pre-podcast talk tomorrow. You guys are more than welcome to jump on. And if not, then whatever, that's coming.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. F that.
No.
We can.
F that.
I'm gonna just. I'm gonna start calling Alex AM. F that.
Yeah, on any of my just listed posts on social media, just post that. Yeah, F that.
AM. F that.
I'm gonna tell people what I told them to do, and then you're gonna see. We're gonna see how people feel about that. So you can get paid as on mortgages for buyers you refer to a mortgage company if you're licensed with that mortgage company and you disclose to that buyer that you're getting compensated for that referral. The only thing you have to do up front is get your mortgage license, which will take about, a week or so. And it's all online. And after you get your mortgage license, just once a year, you have to do like a quiz or something. And that's it. So the buyers that you were already referring to your mortgage broker, if they would work with you on this structure, and this company would, they'll pay you. So it comes in average about $2,000 per transaction. Anyways, when I said, what do you have to do that? I'm like, the only thing you have to do is get your mortgage license. And Alex wrote, F that. I'm like, you have one.
To be fair, the only reason I said that is because I hear the process of getting it isn't as easy as getting your real estate license. You didn't let me.
He's a bullet point kind of guy. He's high D over here. That's his bullet point.
Because, yeah. All right.
I am very interested to see how this entire podcast gets pieced together.
Yeah.
Because
all the podcasts that we just did.
In general? Okay. Well, okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is Jen Conniff signing out.
See you guys next time, whenever that may be. I'm Alex.
And Chris says bye.